Hi everyone on YouTube. Oh, this is Na again, making another one of my Come Alive YouTube stream with my assistant here, beautiful Bianca. Bree. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. Her eyes are blue, like an icy blue. There's blue, but there's different types of blues. So her eyes are like an icy, very icy blue, kind of like the mask, that we wear. And they're not changing. So she's special. She's special. Well, the other three, their eyes are changing. Hers isn't. So she's special. Right? See, I'm special. Don't knock girls. Don't knock girls. We're special. We're special. Right? And boys know it. Right? I want to show you her up close, how adorable she is. You see yourself, Bianca? Just put the lights on you. Lights, camera, and action. This is Bianca's YouTube channel. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. You see yourself? Is that you? Is that you? Are you beautiful? Are you beautiful? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put Bree down. You hear a little noise in the background, so I will speak up. So, the way I make my video, right? Because the YouTube Creator Academy coaches you on how to make your video. So usually, it's just not like trending. That's one thing that I want to throw out there that I learned from the Creator Academy. That's very interesting. So I want to find out how I can be part of that Creator Academy again. Maybe you have to make so many live streams or be on YouTube so long to be part of that, because I got the invitation on my previous channel, which I'm not getting now, that I still want to be part of. But they taught me about trending, what's trending on YouTube, and how do you find out about it, right? So they said it's very interesting, that all you have to do is just type in any letter of the alphabet, A, B, right, C, all the way to Z, and you'll see the trending or what people are looking up, right, the most, right? And they asked us, which is what's the most, like more hot topics, like, for example, Dr. Fauci, right, being challenged by Congress, right? Or, Mark Zuckerberg, right? Negative opinions about Mark Zuckerberg, or just day to day, right? Like how to take care of your kitty when they have diarrhea. According to the Creator Academy, it's day to day, right? How to put together a shelf, right? How to, like, I was thinking about painting my desk white, which I'm probably going to do because I love white. How to do that, right? Without like moving the table outside the house. It's probably going to involve like putting newspaper on the floor, right? Which is better, a brush or a can of paint, right? And, some things that accents you can do on your tables, like maybe draw, right? So those are actually more going on YouTube than hot topic, right? So to the point, you know, I know there's a lot of YouTubers, right? And they do like to touch on hot topics. And that's fine, but those things are not as useful, right? And that goes the same in life. When somebody is just talking behind somebody's back, bad mouthing them, right? Being two-faced, all that stuff is not useful. So today, I'll tell you what happened today because I'm going to base my live stream off of it. I have, just to let you guys know, because a lot of the population in the United States qualified for it due to a mental, physical, or both, right? Dual disability. AT&T has the lowest internet, right? It's called AT&T Access. And usually you have to just prove some form of SSI or SDI or one of those, other forms of pensions that qualify. And you get internet for $10 a month instead of $100, right? So I have two sisters, and the younger one, Kim, we'll throw her name out there because I'm going to blast her ass today on this video. She calls up my mom, and I overhear her telling my mom, as usual, about how she might help her with internet, but you are going to do this, and you are going to do that, and you are going to do this. And then she mentioned my name, right? And my brother's name, and how we are to not have access to this internet that retard here doesn't realize that I already have. She is that dumb. She's her thinking, and let me tell you a little background about her. She is, Madam Toastmaster, which is part of a speech group. And she is very two-faced. When she's in front of the Toastmaster, she's very, right? She has so much to say, so much to teach other people. And she's just so eloquent. But people don't realize that when she's not doing that, she's got a mouth problem, and which led me a long time ago in my teen to actually punch her in the face. So, she has a mouth problem. She has an attitude. And frankly, I don't even care to break that down. I'll try. But when I was younger, I socked her in the nose, and she flew across our living room floor on her tiny skinny ass. And and she got up and or at least tried to get up, and there was blood raining down her face because her mouth, and so I just text her back because idiot doesn't realize that I already have AT&T access. So, for her to even think up my name and mention my name and be on her little fucking Asian bitch like power trip, which is what she does with the other sister who has more money, they feel like, okay, so I'll sign up for internet, right? But you're going to do this and you can't do this, but maybe this. All I have to say is fuck you, right? Fuck you, Asian bitches. So we're going to do a fun video today about, right, why people do hate Asians, and, and why our First Amendment Constitution protects hate speech. Because you know why? Because it's called being open and honest, not like these fake two-faced bitches. That's why. And it's not really harming anybody. So, who cares? So today we're going to make a fun video using my sister blasting her ass because apparently she hasn't learned since the last time I socked her in the face and gave her a bloody nose why people hate Asians. Why not? I overheard her saying this to their mom, and it's very conditional, and she's crazy. um everybody complains about it. She wants to, and I told them they can share my internet, right? But with her, it's like, you're gonna do this, but you can't do this, but maybe this. Things are on her terms. And you know what I have to say? That's why I punched her in the face. And I'm gonna sock her some more on this video. So I text her back. I'll read to you what I actually sent her. I sent it to my boyfriend, who happens to be Italian. So guess what? He's not in any way like Asians, thank God. He has white hair, not like black. Oh my God. So anyways, I wrote back to her. Here it is. Group message for her and my other sister, which is something I've always wanted to say in a long time in my life. I said, don't even think about mentioning me, okay, Vietnamese bitches, on your very little power trip, okay? They love, right, to talk about how they have money because now they're in America. Oh, I've got white bread money now, right? And I said, and take your money, all right? Do shit, okay? Clean out your mouth and your asses. And shut the fuck up forever. These Asian bitches don't know when to shut the fuck up. Unless somebody like me bitch slaps them, right? So yeah, their general air, this Asian air, is exactly why people hate them. Long time ago, this same sister, Kim, she offered to pay for my T-Mobile. And because it wasn't for me, it was because she got, the more you add members on your T-Mobile, the more your bill drops substantially. And, it could go from like $70, which is standard, to like $35, right? If you add like 4 or 5 people. So that was the real reason why she did it. But when she did that, it was like, you can't talk to this person, right? You could, just like Priscilla fucking Chan and Mark Zuckerberg, right? You can't talk to this person, but you could talk to this person, right? So, of course, I told her a long time ago, I said, I don't need you to do that, right? So, now I'm paying for my own T-Mobile. So if she's not doing that, like she will invite people out to eat, and she's very crude and she's very rude about it. She'll like, I think one time on my birthday, she invited me to some, it was my birthday, right? So, I wanted Asian food. So we ended up using her stupid free whatever gift card to some restaurant in Irvine. I didn't even want to be there. It was like, it wasn't like I hated the food, but I just prefer Asian. It was like, what do you call it? Iranian food, right? And I just wanted Asian food. So she got a gift card there. And then when I asked if every member in my family can come, she said no, that's just rude. And she is like a skinny ass, right? And for the most part, she's sadistic. She enjoys knowing that somebody's hungry, right? And she has the power to help the situation, and she doesn't. And that's why slashing her up and Vietnamese bitches like that. So she was, I was asking her, well, can all of my family member go? She's all no. And then also, if she invites you out, if she invites you out, she'll ask like, do you want to go out to eat, right? And then she'll say, you have about like, right, 3 minutes to get here. She'll be all the way across town. And so it's always on her term, when she's in South Coast Plaza Mall, she, there's a whole long line of people waiting to return stuff. I don't know who the hell she thinks she is. And this is a theme on Google about my other family members. And I'll pull it up. And put up. So I have an aunt that is ugly like her too. Here it is. So she was at South Coast Plaza Mall, and there was a long line of people waiting to return stuff, and she just walked right in front of all of them. It was like, who the hell does she think she is? And the mall employee politely told her that the next time she was going to have to wait in line. See, you get that air of like these Asian people are in America, and they could get away with doing and saying and being, whatever, right? So here is a negative review from my aunt, all right? And you'll notice that she started out saying these people, right? These people, Asians, just because you're in America doesn't mean you're an American, especially if you are attacking American people, which is what my aunt did. So Michelle Watson on Google, she has 7 reviews. She left a negative one for my aunt because my aunt is an ugly Asian bitch like my 2 sisters. And all of that, you'll see right through it, right? So here, Michelle Watson said, these people, right, were sending a bill to the wrong address after my son went to them. I never knew about this bill, right? See how like that where you don't really know what their real name or what they're doing, right? People don't like that in the United States and about Asians, and they have every right to, okay? And she went on to saying, I never knew about this bill. I live in Oklahoma, and this was Huntington Beach, California. They sent it to collections without my knowledge of even owing anything. I called when I saw it on my credit report, and they said if I paid it now, right? When somebody demands stuff like that, that's very criminal in nature, right? They will get it reported as an error. Angel, right, is one of the daughter of my aunt, lied. Not only she lies, she has like 3 kids from 2 Asian men, one from a Vietnamese guy and one from a Filipino. That's who I spoke to on the phone. She now tells me, too bad, basically. Angel is her name. She thinks she's like some badass, like fucking, right, Asian bitch, wannabe Asian. She doesn't even know who the fuck she is. Now she's claiming she's Angel LaSalle, and like she's never married a LaSalle. So she's one of those Vietnamese trying to be Asian. She doesn't know who the fuck she is. Her dad is just like her, where, right, he had 3 daughters with my aunt. Now he's with another Vietnamese lady, right? I don't want to have anything to do with it. And his kids are the same. Angel got a kid with a Vietnamese guy, and then she went off and had twins with a Filipino. They screw around. And then she went on to say, she now tells me, too bad, I'm appalled. All right? She's trying to be polite, but she's talking about Asians. She said, I'm appalled, and they have ruined my credit for something I didn't even know I owed. It was a measly $104, which have been no deal to pay. Now, let me stop you there. It's more than just acquiring $104. It's that Asian shit. It's that Asian shit power trip that they get out of it, because the basic psychology, right, is that people who have inferiority complex, they're always going to think there's somebody, right? And so therefore in life you get like these nobodies in life, right? And now they think they're everything, and that's where you start, you guys get, security guards slash officers, fake police, right, military, so on and so on. It for all it's worth, it's a mental disorder, and the DSM-5 agents, all right, but they get off of that, and that's why people don't like them, right? There's good reasons for it. So she not only like the other sister, all right, their other sister Kim, which my brother has popped too. So other things she does is like she did that in South Coast Plaza Mall, and then prior she had literally a new Vietnamese boyfriend every single month, literally. That's why my relatives were joking around and say she changes her boyfriends like she changed her shirt. And that wasn't a compliment. They were saying she's a whore. She's a whore. And she is. She used to just hook up with Vietnamese men month to month to month, just so that, they could pay for her meal at South Coast Plaza Mall. And at times, she invited me to be part of it. I don't want to have anything to do with her. And she would use these men, right, to have extravagant meals. And then after she's done eating, she would leave them with the bill, and she would just leave. And, other times she would just shack up with any Vietnamese man that had a lot of money, or she loved them giving her like, just big gift cards in South Coast Plaza Mall, which she used to freeload off of them, several hundreds to buy her this and that. She's pathetic. She's a type of person that's atypical of Asians, and she's disgusting. She really is disgusting. She, one time I went into the restroom, and she's so damn lazy, kind of takes after their dad, where she, used the restroom and she didn't flush. And, I'm all like, you want to flush the toilet so I can use it and other people can use it? And you know what she said? She said, I'm trying to save water. Like, seriously? Seriously. I think they have this attitude that people are going to kiss their ass and wipe their ass for them. And I'm here to blast all of that. And then she used to like coach other Vietnamese girls, really disgusting sexual things, where, they're talking about how, men prefer them, right? Right. Unshaven, right? That's so sick. I don't want to hear that. And probably YouTube doesn't want to hear it, but it proves my point. They're really disgusting. And she was like coaching them, and actually like they went and did it, right? And then the way she presented it was like she thinks she's hot shit. Everybody wants her ass, right? Which is most Asian girls' error towards American men. They have this error. Not only they think people want their ass, but that you gotta pay to have sex with them. And, that's just ridiculous. That's like making somebody pay to breathe, right? That's just ridiculous. Not only, hookers do that, but that is just stupid. Atypical of Asian women. So those are some of the things she's done. Let's see. She's invited me out to eat in the past. And I remember one time she was with one of her boyfriend and retard. I shouldn't use that word because I'm picking on retarded people. Idiot. Okay. She invited me out to eat, I think, crawfish. And, she probably paid, what, $20 for it or made her boyfriend pay for it. And, in the midst of it, she kind of put me on the spot in her boyfriend. And just to toot her Asian ass, she said, just to impress her boyfriend, right? She said, why don't you ever pay for your meals? And I'm thinking, this idiot, usually if I invite you out to eat, I pay for it, right? Unless you say, hey, you want to go out and eat and split the bill. For her, and like a lot of other piece of shits in life, it is Asians on a power trip, right? Because they know they will never, right? They will never supersede America. They will never, no matter how hard they try. So those are some of the things she's done. Other things she's done, just to show you how shitty her communication is and how two-faced she is. She used to hang around with her other Asian friends who ends up seeing through all of that, right? And she used to hang around her other friends, and she used to do the same thing where she would try to get me to be part of her boyfriend, her friends, and really I don't want to have any part of it. But I got sucked up into it. And when we went out, like I had a friend that lived in the nice avenues of the arts nearby here. She ended up hating my sister, seeing through her two-face. She would invite me a part of their food gatherings. And among the eatings of her and the other Asian girls, which some were Chinese, like Priscilla Chan here, she would put me on the spot again, right? Because she has no shame to her. And she said to her friends, she said, I am the only reason why my sister decided to join this dinner is because she heard there's food, and obviously that one was not the reason. I went there to socialize, and I ended up being her friend Wendy friend more than my sister. And Wendy started to see through all of my sister's ugliness, and she started to tell me stuff that my sister was saying behind my back, right? Backstabbers. They're ugly, and you can't, right? You can't hide that. You can't hide that with your Vietnamese shit and your plastic surgery and, right, your Orange County bag, try to fit in so bad nobody cares still. Yeah, Wendy told me that when we used to take photos together, and she would make us do these lame ass shit in the photo where we had to jump. Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, hanging around my sister is so fucking boring, I don't know who the hell she thinks she is. And she would Wendy told me that she said behind my back that I look like a whale in some of the photos. Yeah, I'd rather look like a whale than her skinny ass. So skinny ass right now, she looks like a dying skeleton because I think she is. And, she's saying that her immune system is attacking her body because of food. I don't think so. I think simply because she probably has some form of STD or, worse, AIDS, because her symptoms are very symptomatic of somebody suffering from AIDS. Where right now she's not only like a skeleton, like her wrists are literally like half of mine. She can't walk. But my point is, that's karma for you, fucking karma, right? Bites you in the ass. There's a saying, when you stand on a mountain and you yell out, right? The mountain echoes back everything you say. Right? You can say hello, and the mountain will say hello, hello, hello. You get in life what you give. And, her thinking, I think, is what is fucking her body over. And everybody's saying that. Everybody. Everybody's gotten to know my sister. Everybody's saying that. And Wendy told me, so I'll say this for Wendy because I like Wendy. Um, she used to live in the very nice Avenue of the Arts condos nearby here. So she said that my sister used to insult her and her boyfriend, even among her friends, where she would, you know how Vietnamese people, they think they're all rich and stuff, and then they do some measly shit that fucking ruins all that facade. So Wendy told me that she used to like give her Christmas presents, and she would give her like used up, like right now I'm drinking Ovaltine, right? Ovaltine. She would give my friend Wendy like chocolate, like Godiva, right? And then Wendy opens it up and finds out it's used chocolate. Like there's missing fucking pieces, or like it's expired. And like what a fucking insult, right? For Wendy and her boyfriend. And Wendy was a independent tax person. She's rich. That's why she lives there. That place is a lot to live, and Wendy's rich. And the way Wendy feeds me compared to my sister, right? Wendy used to like all out, deck out, like cook me full on blown meals, you know? So, she was younger than my sister, but her philosophy in life was right on. She said, your sister's fucked up. And she said, I don't like the way she treats you. And then she went on to tell me that, if she was a man and she had to decide who she's going to marry, she said she would marry me. I didn't know what that meant, but she said, yeah, you're definitely a better person, as far. Until this day, my sister's single. All her attempts to hook up with men failed each and every single time because she said that's the way she set it up. She doesn't care, right, to settle down with somebody and have children or anything. See through all of that. You see through all of that. And she's a narcissistic mental case. Prior to me working in Southwest Plaza Mall and being Nordstrom Rack's top seller and meeting up with Donald Trump in the mall and selling his cologne, when I told her that I actually got hired in the mall, her first response was, can you see the other girls? Or do you see the other girls? I'm thinking, well, yeah, I can see, and I can see the other girls, but what's your point? She was trying to say that, I didn't look like the other girls, and right, and the other girls are more like her, so therefore they're better, more beautiful, whatever. Well, guess what? I became Nordstrom Rack's top seller in a month. I did a record breaker at the Metro Point. So what does that mean? Because I didn't know what it means. It means that I sold about 100 credit cards during Christmas in the year 2004. It's never happened before. But then, we had a long line behind the building. But it was also me because, I'm good into beauty and I led customer service. So my skills, my business skills of getting people to open accounts was high in demand. So I'm their top seller. That means that I am at the top of that location. It's never been done before. And I rank fourth across the United States for Nordstrom. So that's probably in the New York area, another richer areas. Maybe, not, like this is a city. Other places, in the rural areas, maybe they spend more money, like the country in Texas. I'm their top seller. Yes, this girl is a top seller, and I met with Donald Trump. Okay, but her, like and she's old news. I was put in beauty school, um, because my counselor, he said, you really have a beautiful face. And he said, I want to put you in beauty school like my sister. And, I was a tomboy. So I said, what's beauty school? And he said, well, learn. And I was joking around. I said, I have to study about lipstick for 8 hours because, I'm going to be bored out of my fucking mind, like hanging around her. And guess what? That's what I ended up having to do. And I was in beauty school and I was 26 and I was asleep, and if I wasn't asleep, I was outside sunbathing in the flowers, among the flower beds. um, so, and the reason why I became Nordstrom Rack's top seller, because there's a lot of beautiful girls that has attempted to get a job at Nordstrom and didn't even come close to what I did. And they said, they try and they try and try to get a job in a mall with Nordstrom and they don't take them. I walk into Nordstrom with my previous dog, Honey, and they immediately, they were like, you're hired. I think it's because the difference between Nordstrom and Macy's is Nordstrom, they tend to have more couture, right? They're the best of the best. New York, Paris, Milan, you have the best of the best, but it's out of the box. Whereas Macy's is very, right, it's very conservative clothing. And that matches my personality style to the T. And, they are looking for people who are very productive and good with people, which was what I was. So I was hired like that. They were like, when do you want to start? And within a month, I was their top seller. And when I was at Nordstrom, they treated me and my dog like I was a princess. The girls at Nordstrom, they really took a liking to me because I look young like them, even though I'm not. I'm 50, but people say I look half of that. And they reserved 2 jackets for my dog, leather. So one was black suede and leather, and then the other one was a white jacket with a dragon down its back. That was how Nordstrom saw me. They thought I was like their princess. Um, and then we had like employee special nights where they closed them all, kept Nordstrom open. It was Christmas, so we had, live piano people, we had hors d'oeuvres, we had employee discount, and I blew my credit card of $6,000 in 2 weeks. I don't even remember how I did it. But my point is, people like my sister, they are mental cases of narcissism, and they belong in the DSM book, right? Their name needs to be put next to that mental disorder. My sister, literally at a point in her life, she thought she was the most beautiful girl. The way she talks, you know, like some girls, they're like that. And some girls, they are pretty, but you don't need to be like that because that's ugly stance to think, right? You're the only, because we are all created by God. Everybody's got something beautiful. Like my friend, long time ago, she's Amerasian, and she has a sister that's. She was always saying my sister is pretty, and I was like, you're just saying that because she's your sister. And finally one day I met her sister, and I was like, damn, she is pretty. She's Amerasian, and she's tall, and her skin is like snow white, just very pretty face. And her personality is very, is very charming. She she's very charming, and she used to my friend, my Amerasian friend, opened a Vietnamese a restaurant, and her sister used to come out, and she knew she was pretty, and she played off of it. She would come out and wearing a bikini, and she would kind of, in a joking manner, tease, the men that were eating there, and she would kind of, dance like in front of them. Yeah, she was so pretty. She got those men like they couldn't eat. They were like, she's pretty, and she's kind of a little bit like my sister, where I would talk to her, right, and then but I think it wasn't like she thought she was the prettiest. I think she wanted me to think she's pretty still, right? And for me and her to be on good terms, because she ended up taking me to her house and wanting me to stay over. Like you kind of want to win somebody over as a friend. But I remember talking to her, and she would say stuff like, "Is she prettier than me?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I didn't say that." So, yeah, my sister is the other one. So I have two sisters, okay, and they're like the nemesis of each other. And the Kim thinks the other one, I'll throw out her name, Di, right? She thinks she's ugly, right? And I actually told the other one that, and I disagree. I disagree because my oldest sister, even though she is not like the other one, right? My oldest sister, she is, I would say she's ugly to the opposite spectrum. She's really short. Kim's really tall, right? My sister she has a lot more money. She does, but she doesn't want to dress up. Kim is poor. She loves to pretend she's Paris Hilton and rich, right? This one, right? She's a humble. The other one, is very honoring. Um, you know, totally different. But the same thing, she would laugh at my other sister, tell me how my other sister is ugly, this and that. And I told my other sister that because I want people to see what she really says, right? Like in your school, the teachers say, if you've got something to say, share it with everybody, right? What are you scared of? If you're going to talk shit about somebody, why not say it to their face? But yeah, my other sister doesn't like her. She, when we go out and eat, she just goes there, stuffs her face, and then it wasn't even to be with a family or socialize. After she's done eating, she just leaves. She just leaves. It's always about her, and that's one thing all crazy individuals have in common. They think the universe revolves around them. They're very self-centered. And I can tell you that's something God, right, looks down on big time, right? No matter how much you try to make yourself out to be, God looks down on that kind of shit. And other times, we used to go out and eat, and she would drive me there. She would stuff her face. I have my other sister pay for the bill. And then, she would leave, right? It's not even to be with the family or socialize. And then she would say, can you take her home? So she would take me somewhere and then dump me there. So just ugly. She's ugly, and she, everybody sees through her. That's why till this day she, doesn't have a boyfriend, right? And none of her girlfriends, all of her girlfriends, I noticed, in the end, they end up not only not wanting to hang around her, but they don't like her. They don't like her. It is what it is. I mean, look at her. But she pulls that shit like pretty much on all of her friends. She used to have, I guess, be a manager at Allstate, and her secretary. right? She used to have her treat her secretary like she's a servant. And the secretary was actually the one that was doing all the work. You're talking doing all the actual work, being in the office, right? And Allstate as a company ended up picking up on that, where I think like the head district person would come to the office. And I used to work there for a while too, and I quit because I can't stand my sister. Um, they would come to the office and find out, she's not even in the office. She's lazy and she's off with her little boyfriends, right? And, right, I overheard her saying one time that one of her boyfriend, who is I think he's an anesthesiologist like my sister. I overheard her saying, which I will share with everybody, that he literally told her to get out of his vehicle one day. Right? I hate to say it. I'm not the only one who cannot put up with Asian bitches. So apparently she pulls some shit with him like she does everybody. And he let her have it. He told her to get out of his vehicle. And I think she said it was raining. And she was like, right? How the hell she's going to get her skinny ass home? I love it. But, apparently she hasn't dropped her attitude, right? Since the day when I was a teen and I punched her in her face. She's still got an attitude. So, like I said, shit doesn't start with shitty people. It ends with us. So I fire back. And she's a fucking joke. She like, she'll talk shit like that, like with their mom. But then when I approach her and I'm like, did you fucking say something about me? And then she's, then she totally like, changes to another spectrum. Oh, do you want to go out to the mall with me? And I'm like, no. Right? I don't like two-faced fucking people. And your makeup is not gonna hide little fucking Asian makeup, and your plastic surgery and your little gangs doesn't fly with me. So yeah, there is many reasons why people hate Asians, and I've listed some of them. Okay. In terms of people in this family, right? Most of the girls are like that. They suffer some kind of mental disorder, or they think they're hot Asian bitches, right? No, you're not. No, you're not. And this is something, what she's doing is like just a little picture of a whole shitty picture. Where in Vietnam, in terms of like, withholding, right, things from people, in Vietnam, that's what they do. Not only to their own people, but for the POWs in the Vietnam War, right? Denying them food, denying them movement, denying them like to return to the United States, and so on. So yeah, that Asian shit doesn't fly with me. So yeah, I hate Asians. And guess what? It's beyond that. I'm not afraid of them either. And I fire back. Yeah. So there's a lot of things about Asian people that should be hated. And people have every right to hate about them, right? At least we are being open and honest and transparent, right? Which is something they can't handle, right? They gotta hide, right? Hide. And then you gotta love it when you got these Asian people coming over and they try to be all white, right? Try to dye their hair blonde, right? put in blue like contact lenses, right? And be all like fucking Valley Girl. When they're like FOB, like Priscilla Chan. Now, my honest opinion about Priscilla Chan, you know, she is probably at the top of my shit list right now. Okay. It is what it is. You walk like a duck, you talk like a duck, you are a duck. Okay. Priscilla Chan. Her face, actually, when I was watching the video several days about the Asian girl who just ate anything, uh, she looks exactly like Priscilla Chan. But she didn't dare to show all of her face. It was just like down here, her mouth. And it was disgusting. She was eating like live worms, pretty much anything. And she was all like, and you know how like Chinese people, like they have their makeup and lipstick. And she was all like eating dogs and cats and licking her lips. So disgusting. They remind me of my relatives. I have one cousin that's married to a Chinese guy, and she literally was like that. She loves eating those what do you call it? Legs, from chickens. She she had a thing for it. That was like her delicacy. Disgusting. Disgusting. For all you Asian bitches out there that try to pull that, you're not gonna go anywhere with me. So in the last 8 minutes, you're not going to go anywhere with me. You're not going to go anywhere with anybody else, especially here in the United States. I will break down the case of the killing, the murder of a Vietnamese girl in Santa Ana, right? So what happened? So apparently the story goes, she's Vietnamese, and how she ended up in a club in Santa Ana, I have no idea. So apparently, some Mexican girls were taking photos, and she, wasn't in consideration of that. But then there's other factors, people are at a party, peer pressure, they could have had drinking, and she, ruined their selfie. All right. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but there was some alteration, some verbal exchange. And I know, right? I know about Asian girls. I know about their mouth, like my sister. And I also know about Mexican girl. So apparently the Mexicans ganged up on the Vietnamese girl and kicked her. And she ended up dead. I think within the context, right? That Vietnamese shit can fly, like in the little Saigon area. But when you enter the city of Santa Ana, which is predominantly Hispanic, right? And they have the Delhi gang. Yes, I know about that. And they have more like hardcore gangs, like what's the top of the list? I forget the gang in there's like a really bad I forget the name of it. Sereno? There's a really bad Mexican gang, and I heard they're growing, not only in Santa Ana but in the United States, to the point where in Laredo, Texas, the police and sheriff have to hide their identity. Yeah, because what they'll do is they'll look up your family. Yeah, shoot them up. Right? So I was talking about within context, right? maybe Vietnamese, get along with Vietnamese people, but when you try to pull that Vietnamese shit with Mexicans in Santa Ana, obviously it didn't fly. They ended up, I guess, kicking her, punching her, and one kick ended up killing her. So she's dead. But that is whatever, that incident, right? But I have my reasons from what I've experienced in life and seen. And there are many more reasons why there's a bad side of Asians and why people hate them. And every people have every right to hate them. And be open and honest, because think of it this way. If somebody just bottles in their feelings about somebody, right? It becomes toxic. And that's what happened recently during the coronavirus pandemic, where a bunch of Asian women in massage parlors, right? Because usually those are not all of them. In this instance, it wasn't, but there's a lot in the Huntington Beach area that are / massage parlor, but underground prostitution, charging customers for sex. Really shameful, really shameful. But in this incident, the Asian women were killed at these massage parlors by a white guy because of the conspiracy of the coronavirus, right? And Chinese people, anybody that looks Chinese or Asians. So he went on a killing spree. And apparently there was a lot of Asian women that were shot up in the incident. But that's unfortunate. But for me, I have my reasons for feeling the way I do, based on my perspective, what I have experienced. And this is why, and my way of dealing with it, of course, when I was on Facebook, I used to post a lot of things that were funny about Asians, right? Like Mad TV, or there's one video of like some Chinese guy rapping with a white guy. It's really funny. But my way of dealing with it is to joke around about it. But there comes a day, a limit, where it's not funny. And when does these Asian bitches you gotta know when to draw the line, right? You're gonna keep on acting stupid until your bitch slapped like me or killed? Is it worth it? That's my message, right? That's why I don't identify with Asians. She does. My sister, she hangs around like with just fucking Vietnamese. That's not my type of person. Because her dad, everybody and her dad is Vietnamese, and they're very much hard-headed, knuckled, like Vietnamese, whatever. I have a cousin on my dad's side that was, I guess, San Diego police. And when I asked her about it, yeah, she refused to even comment. And, she thought she was too good for herself. And then apparently she quit the agency because she said there was police brutality. Whatever. But, my point is, if people ever sense that I hate Asians at an hour, it's because that's the case. And I have reasons, right? And at least I'm open and honest and transparent about it. And, I want to really say in this video, not only do I not like them, right? I'm not afraid of them. I don't care what kind of Asians. I'm not afraid. And by the way, interesting enough, I was saying I like the fighter in Kickboxer who is called Tong Po with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Guess what? I found out on YouTube that he's not Asian. He is some actor, maybe as Arabic. And they just they did special effect on his eyes to make him look Asian. But he could have fooled me. But you know what? I still like him as a fighter. And his depiction, right, of Thai people and Muay Thai. Yeah, that guy is a badass fighter. Not only I like him, pretty much everybody on YouTube. They're like, that guy, he's you don't want to mess with him. But yeah, he's not Asian. He's like Arabic, and then they went in and did Halloween like cinema to make his eyes like this. To make him look the way he does, he's not Asian. He had me fooled. So yeah, when I saw that on YouTube, I was like, what? He's not Asian? Maybe if I find the video of who he actually is, he's like Arabic. He's like looks like he's some Arabic looking, but he is a professional fighter. So that's why they use him to pretend like he's like Asian and Thai and Muay Thai, because they felt he fit the whatever. So my message out there for Asians, and I will hashtag it, right? We're not afraid of you, all right? And it's getting old, and they need to drop it like a hot potato, and I'm not afraid. And I don't have to like them. That's why I got off of Facebook. My primary reason for getting off of Facebook is I don't want to have anything to do with Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg. So with that said, I will end my video here, and I will write that in my abstract. Try to find a related video, and now you know my stance, right? So yeah, you could say I'm a little redneck. Redneck from Texas.